People though, I don't want to be salesy with people. I'm not trying to sell them on things. That to me is not what I want to be about. I want to show people on YouTube, and I don't feel like I've really shown people really what it's fully capable of. But there's a point in which your rate of return diminishes by posting too much. Stupid excited right now because we got, you guys know how I'm a fan of the scoop neck, the tall tee, to have it. That way, if you're wearing just tights in the gym, you got something covering your da-da-da-da. So we're rocking the Soldier Nation gear. We're coming up with designs, getting creative with the team here, different colorways. Just basic stuff that you can wear in the streets, you can wear to the gym. Super clean stuff that is just gonna be, it's gonna be stuff you love. We're gonna do zip up hoodies, we're gonna do cutoffs with hoods, cutoffs with this. So much stuff coming to you guys at soldiernation.com. Stuff's fire right now. It's hot. Goals AF.
Crazy. Just make sure you get the other one.
It's
That one. This is my baby right here. That's my baby. Super productive meeting there with Merch Labs. Obviously the shirt I'm wearing, making it more of a lifestyle brand, not just a gym brand. That's my goal, that's my vision with it, to make sure people can wear it outside the gym, inside the gym. So really we're gonna probably have two different lines with it, more of the gym wear, the funny stuff on the shirt, and then the other one like this, which is like what I would wear out and about. That was super productive. The thing that I have a hard time with California, I'm in traffic now, I'm heading back home, got to do a bunch of other stuff, can't get on my phone. I need there to be something where I can do work on my phone, like on my screen in front of my like on my windshield. But I guess that would kind of defeat the purpose of a windshield if there was a screen. But anyhow, so heading back there right now, gonna do like some shoots, clothing little shoot. I'm going. Guys, I am huge on making lists, putting things onto paper or onto the whiteboard like we have right here. So you might have all these great ideas in your head, but it's about execution and it's about getting them tangible. And one great way to do that is to sit down, start off, I used to sit down by myself and do this. Now Chandler and I, we sit down and I look at branding kind of from almost like the space shuttle vision of it all. So I'm out at space looking at it down to earth. This is kind of a real overview of what my brand is, and we start breaking it down. You start getting real specific on what you want to be, where you want to go, who you're appealing to. So on here, I've just kind of concept map. A concept map is something I learned how to really take advantage of in college. My senior paper was on how health and physical activity affects college students. So at the time, I had a lot of friends partying, weren't doing well in school. I was like, really how much does sleep and exercise play into that? So that was what my stuff, my senior paper was on. Did a concept map with it, and really the visual learner I am helped me to do that. So this is one exercise you guys can use to help hone in on exactly what is your brand. So you guys can see here, my brand, Soldier Nation, what I'm about. You have to have like a mantra. What things to consider is like, how do I make people feel? How do people benefit by what I'm doing? And then also, like how would others describe me? And how would I want people to describe me? Like how would I want to describe myself in a perfect world? So, for me, that's like who I am and who's my audience. And that message right there is so important that you can always kind of fall back on that mantra. And for me, my personal brand is, I want to be that person that is the best friend, that is there to cheer you on, your support system, your trainer, your coach, somebody that is making you feel like you can do exactly what I can. Because I truly believe everyone in some capacity has the ability to change their life for the better through being more healthy. And that's kind of what I'm wanting people to learn. And in my profession, there's so many people out there that are so exclusive. They don't want people to do what we're doing because they think that there's a limited amount of resources or money to go around, and it's just not the case. There's 6.7 some billion people on this earth. You think they've all been tapped into for health and everything like that. It's just not the case. Like help people out is because with health is what I want to be about, and that's my long-term vision on there. And anytime I have a question that is pertaining to like the roles and goals of where I want my brand to go, I come back to this, moral compass of what I want my brand to be like. So, I tried CrossFit, and that was something that a lot of people gave me crap for. I loved it because it was subjecting myself to something new. I was learning about how other people stay fit. My brand isn't just to be, I'm not Kai Green, I'm not Phil Heath. My brand isn't just to be the best bodybuilder in the world. Yes, I love bodybuilding. Yes, I love having a physique, but it's really to really enhance people's lives. Women, obese people that aren't the typical like audience for bodybuilding or major supplement companies. I want to reach out because I have, like my family isn't the hardcore bodybuilders. They're people that, just wanted to get in shape to play with kids. So that's my brand. I know what that is. So those times that I'm getting crap for things like CrossFit, I love it because it's important to me to make sure that I'm well-rounded. So I'm gonna do yoga, Pilates. I'm gonna try things I suck at because I want to give that to people. Like, it's okay if you're not the best at something, but you learn how to get better. If you can teach yourself how to learn, that is super, super important. So from that, how do you get your brand out there? This day and age, social media is so important. And social media, you have obviously Facebook, which has been around the longest, Instagram, and then Twitter, YouTube, and then Snapchat. Snapchat right now is blowing up. So you guys need to be visible on this. And this is where you create content. And if you can schedule content out, know again what your brand is about, and that drives your content. So content for me is workout videos, cooking, nutrition, having fun, talks like this. So I know exactly, like this is going on YouTube. I'll be putting a shortened version probably on Facebook. I might even, Instagram for me is high quality images where the images really look good. So I don't know if this necessarily would be something that I would put on Instagram, maybe to push my YouTube video. Snaps are what I'm just doing now on the daily. Snaps are almost like vlogging in a way. It's just like about the fun things that happen. YouTube, super duper personal with people. So I feel like I get to connect with people on YouTube. I get on there, people leave comments. They're not always nice, but I still love you guys. It's where you get to see more of my personality. You get to see some personality from these other things, but it's nothing like long videos to really get to know somebody. So yeah, and then again, you see some sponsorships, things on here. You will see time from time sponsorships. So there's companies that I like working with. There's companies that, coming back to my messaging, they jive with my roles and goals of what I want to be about in life. Bodybuilding.com, Gymshark with my vision, Optimum, who I've been with for 6 years. These are all companies that I like because their messaging fits mine. And that's what it's about. I've never been the guy to go out there and jump in underwear and try to be like super duper sexy, because these brands and what I'm about isn't really like throwing like sex appeal in your face all the time. And there's a time and a place for that with everything, but that's not what I want my brand to be about. Just like it's not my brand, I don't want to be this huge bodybuilder. That's why I didn't compete in the Olympia last year. I didn't like how big I was feeling like I needed to get in order to compete. So I kind of came back to this, kind of reevaluated some things, and some people might have been like, Steve, that was dumb. At the end of the day, it's going to make me feel like I'm sticking true to who I am. So once you have a established following through social media, people that are really looking at you for content, and with the content you're creating, you have to have credentials. What makes you an authority on that? And you do that through education, certifications, and really just having an opinion and being bold enough and being fearless enough to stick by that opinion and support that opinion. And you do that through education and whatnot. But other ways to grow your brands, collabing. So with YouTube and other things, you collab. On Instagram, you see so many people doing the shares for shares. I like that if it's genuine, like genuinely if you support somebody, genuinely if you like what that person's doing, by all means, do a share for share. It's marketing. I get tired of seeing the ones that I know are complete bull crap. Like, don't just shout out everybody who has 500,000 or 1 million followers just because you want to grow yours. Like, that to me is cheap. And I think there's brands out there that have done that the last couple of years, and people that have done that the last couple of years, and they might have a lot of followers, but the brand is cheapened by that. So know, even starting out, like, how do you want it to grow? What is that emotion? What emotions do you want? Because when I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I've unfollowed most of them, and I see one of those brands, it doesn't elicit a positive emotion. So that all stems back with, if you don't know this, your brand will just kind of flow wherever, whatever the current trends are. And shout outs for shout outs are, a current trend. So once, obviously on Twitter, it's a good place for giveaways, customer service with other things that you're doing. It's super quick on Twitter. The conversation is great. It's a place probably where I respond to the most things. Facebook, I don't respond to private messages anymore just because there's so many of them. But Twitter, it's happening here and now. It's super fast. Same with Snapchat. Snapchat's so fun because it's so here and now. It's what I'm doing this very second. And that's powerful. So being active on these is super, super important. And then once you have that following, then you start talking about how do you leverage that brand. Like, everyone has to make money. If you want to make this career, you need good quality products, just like you want good quality sponsorships. You don't want to just throw out anything. And I've had my fair shares of things that I felt like, you know what, I don't want to post that. We all know those people on YouTube who are selling really shortcuts to things and get rich quick, and it leaves that bad taste in our mouth. So, things like, Cook Effect, nutrition, the big program that I've worked on for about 6 months and just released, clothing, merchandise, all these types of things are important. People want that. They make them feel like they're a part of this community. And that's really what I want it to be about. It's a community of giving back to each other. And they feel a part of that when you start introducing things like clothing, giving them nutrition advice through the Cook Effect, and then also through that big programming. And then you have stuff, you want to do in the future. So always wanting to progress. So you need to be storyboarding and really looking at how you want it to play out. You know where you've been, you kind of know where you're going, and then you look at the future and big goals that you set, goals that scare you, goals that if you only do 50% of them and you bust your ass and you only get 50% of them done, that's a success, because they're big, hairy, scary goals. And we like those goals because they push out of that comfort zone into an uncomfortable place, and that's where growth happens. That's why I'm in California, because it was like, trust me, I love St. George, Utah. I love Boise, Idaho, but I'm not scared there. I'm not uncomfortable, and that's where growth happens. So hopefully you guys can sit down, and it doesn't matter where you're at. I did this 5 years ago with what I wanted. I wrote down my goals. I wanted to get with bodybuilding.com. So what did I do? I got my foot in the door. I volunteered my time. And then from there, it's growth, and it just evolves like this, like a concept map. You start adding new legs to things. You start doing new things. You collab with new people to gain more audience from a different, demographic. And it all rolls back to who you are, who's your audience, and what are you about. Anyhow, that's kind of my brand in an overview. Hopefully you can take this, use it to help shape your own, and always feel free to hit me up on any of my social media. Like I said, Twitter is probably going to be the quickest way to get a hold of me, though. Alrighty, Soldier Nation, I'm out.